Hello students, welcome back to the economics class of plus 2 standard. Today we will discuss the foreign exchange rate system. As we have already done the meaning of foreign exchange, appreciation and depreciation meaning, functions of foreign exchange. Today we will discuss the topic determination of foreign exchange rate. Under this you will discuss fixed exchange rate, flexible exchange rates. Next one is managed floating and factors affecting the exchange rate. First of all, meaning of exchange rate. The rate of exchange means the number of units of domestic currency required to buy a unit of a foreign currency. Like $1, it is equals to rupees 75 and 30 paisa. It means that number of units of foreign currency can be purchased in exchange for the unit of domestic currency. In the same way, rupee 1, it is equals to when 1 it is divided by the full value, that is 75.30, will give you 0.013 cent. So rate of exchange represents the external purchasing power of a currency. Next one is when we say that $1 it is equals to rupees 75 and 30 paisa. An American dollar can purchase goods and services worth rupees 75 and 30 paisa in the Indian markets. So foreign exchange rate is the ratio of exchange between currencies of two countries. Economists call it external value of currency. Determination of foreign exchange rate. Now we will discuss how the foreign exchange rate it is determined. There are two major exchange rates, that is fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate. Let us discuss some important key terms related to the topic fixed exchange rate system, adjustable peg system, balance of payment, unilateral transfer and capital transfers. First one is fixed exchange rate system. Suppose value of $1 it is equals to 20 grams of gold. Value of $1 it is equals to 20 grams of gold. So value of a rupee it is equals to 5 grams of gold. Then $1 can be calculated as 20 grams of gold divided by 5 grams of gold. So we will get rupees 4. So in this way we can calculate the value of rupees against dollar. Now $1 it is worth rupees 4. So in fixed exchange rate system, the value of all the currencies are expressed in terms of gold. Gold terms as common denominator of values of all the currencies. The par means same. Values of all the currencies are determined by their gold values. Adjustable peg exchange rate. An adjustable peg exchange rate is a system where a currency is fixed to a certain level against another strong currency such as the dollar or euro. The Bretton Woods system of the 1960s and 1970s was an example of adjustable peg system. The country's central bank controls the value of its currency so that it rises and falls along with the dollar. Balance of payments. Suppose India is importing heavy machines from America and exporting the services and visible items. So the total import expenditure that is worth rupees 50,000 and total export receipts also rupees 50,000. So balance of payment it is there. So balance of payment is an annual statements of accounts of monetary transactions of a country with the rest of world. Unilateral transfers. These are one-sided payments or the transfer payments. Such payments can be private or government. Private transfers would include sending gifts abroad, scholarships, and the government transfers include grants and aid. Capital transfer. Capital transfers relate to capital receipts and capital payments. These include borrowings, capital repayments, sale of assets, change in stock of gold and reserves of foreign exchange, etc. These relate to movement of long-term and short-term capital between nations. Fixed exchange rate system. Under this, suppose value of $1 it is equals to 20 gram of gold, and the value of a rupee it is equals to 5 gram of gold. Then $1 can be calculated as 20 gram of gold against dollar divided by 5 grams of gold against rupees. So you will get the value of $1 against rupees, that is $1 it is equals to rupees 4. So in fixed exchange rate system, the value of all the currencies are expressed in terms of gold. Gold terms as a common denominator of values of all the currencies. The par means same values of all the currencies are determined by their gold values. Fixed exchange rate system. Let's understand. Fixed exchange rate system refers to the rate of exchange which is officially declared and is fixed by the government. It has two important variants: gold standard system of exchange and Bretton Woods system of exchange rate or adjustable peg system of exchange rate. Under the fixed exchange rate system, the Bretton Woods Conference held in 1944 set up IMF, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank, and re-established a system of fixed exchange rates. This was different from the international gold standard in the choice of the asset in which national currencies would be convertible. A two-tier system of convertibility was established, at the center of which was the dollar. The US monetary authorities guaranteed the convertibility of the dollar into gold at the fixed price of $35 per ounce of gold. And the second tier of the system was the commitment of the monetary authority of each International Monetary Fund member participating in the system to convert their currency into dollars at a fixed price. The latter was called official exchange rate. Under this system, exchange rate is officially declared and it is fixed. Only a very small change from this fixed value is possible. A typical fixed exchange rate was associated with the gold standard system of 1870 till 1914. Under the gold standard system, each currency value was defined in terms of gold and hence the exchange rate was fixed according to the gold value of currency that have to be exchanged. This was referred as mint par value of exchange. Example, if 1 British pound is exchangeable for 125 grains of fine gold and the US dollar for 25 grains, the 1 pound is equals to 125 divided by 25. So you will get 1 pound it is equals to 5 US dollars. So the price of fixed 1 pound at $5. After the breakdown of gold standard, Bretton Woods system, also known as IMF standard, that is International Monetary Fund standard, came into existence. to promote international monetary cooperation, International Monetary Fund was established in 1945. Under this standard, gold was replaced by US dollar. All currencies were pegged or linked to US dollar at a fixed exchange rate. Under this system, USA guaranteed the convertibility of dollar with gold at $35 per ounce of gold. The central bank of each IMF member was committed to convert its currency to dollar at a fixed price. This system was in operation till 1971. Prior to the breakdown of the Bretton Woods system in the early 1970s, most countries had fixed exchange rate system or pegged exchange rate system, in which exchange rate was pegged means fixed at a particular level. Sometimes a distinction is made between the fixed and pegged exchange rates. The former is the fixed while the latter is maintained by the monetary authorities, that is IMF. Under the fixed exchange rate system such as gold standard, adjustment to the balance of payment deficit or surplus was automatic. Any kind of surplus or deficit in the trade, it was automatically adjusted under the gold standard system. Under pegged exchange rates such as Bretton Woods system, the member countries were required to fix the parity of their currencies with gold. Parity means equality of their currencies with gold. A change in the parity was possible on through a direction from the monetary authorities, that is International Monetary Fund. In this way, pegged exchange rate system was slightly modified from the fixed exchange rate system. But in both the systems, the role of gold is ultimate unit of parity was eminent. Merits of fixed exchange rate: stability in exchange rate, no fluctuations are there or little bit fluctuations were there. The exporters and importers do not have to operate under uncertainty about the exchange rate. Thus, it promotes foreign trade as fixed exchange rate ensure certainty about foreign payments and hence help to promote international trade. It promotes capital movements also. Foreigners want to invest their other countries. Stable exchange rate prevent capital flow outflow. It prevents speculation in foreign exchange market. It forces the government to keep inflation in check. In case of fixed exchange rate system, inflation causes balance of payment deficit, resulting in depletion of foreign exchange reserves. Demerits of fixed exchange rate: it contradicts the objective of having free market, where the prices are adjusted according to the market demand and supply. Under this system, countries with deficit in balance of payment run down their stock of gold and foreign currencies. This can create serious problems for them as they are using their foreign reserves for the payments of their trade. They may force to devaluate their currency, or another way is when they declare their currency value, external value of their currency lesser. On the other hand, countries with surplus in balance of payment will face the problem of inflation. There is inflationary rise in the prices and production or the output of goods and services is lesser, and the money it is in the hands of the people it is more. So, inflationary rise in the prices. There may be undervaluation or overvaluation of currencies. Free floating exchange rate system: $1 it is equals to ₹60, and after few days due to fall in demand for dollar, $1 it is equals to rupees 55. It means that exchange rate falls and the Indian currency it is appreciated. When the exchange rate falls, it would be a situation like 1 Indian rupee buying more goods in US market. Our demand for imports will increase. Accordingly, demand for foreign exchange will also rise. But supply of or inflow of foreign exchange fall. This is called floating exchange rate. So, in floating exchange rate system, the rate of exchange of a currency is determined by its demand and supply in the foreign exchange markets. Flexible or floating rate of exchange or free rate of exchange. Free rate of exchange is freely determined by the prices of supply and demand in the international market. There is no intervention by the central bank. Hence, there is no official reserve transactions. A foreign exchange market, like other competitive markets, leads to an equilibrium exchange rate at which quantity demanded equals quantity supplied of foreign exchange. So, flexible exchange rate is the rate at which demand for foreign currency is equals to its supply. Next is demand for foreign exchange. Why there is a demand for foreign exchange? There is a demand for foreign exchange for the following purposes. First one is import of goods. When India imports goods from the rest of the world, it has to make the payments in foreign exchange. The largest demand for foreign exchange comes from the importers. Imports of services. When we make a use of services produced by the foreigners like foreign airlines, foreign insurance companies, foreign banks, etc., we have to make the payments in foreign exchange. Next one is gifts and grant to the rest of the world, investment in the rest of the world, direct purchases from abroad. Indian tourists going abroad need foreign exchange to meet their expenditures. Next one is remittances by the foreigners working in India. These foreign workers earn their income in India, they send it back to their families. They demand foreign exchange for this purpose. Remittances by multinationals. Whenever multinationals earn any profits or dividends, they send it back to their parent company and arise the demand for foreign exchange. Next one is remittances by foreign institutional investors. Foreign institutional investors are followed to invest in India's stock exchanges. When they sell shares in India's stock exchanges, they get the payment and need to send it back to their parent companies. This results in demand for foreign exchange, repayment of interest and loans. Next one is extension of loans to the foreigners. At that time also we need the foreign exchange. Relation between demand for foreign exchange and price of foreign exchange. As you know that when there is rise in the prices of foreign exchange, at that time demand will fall for foreign exchange. So, in the diagram you can see prices of foreign exchange, it is increases from 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and the quantity demanded on the x-axis, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. With the increase in the prices at P2 prices, the demand for foreign exchange, it is Q2. when the price it is P2, or you can say that at 40 price of foreign exchange demand it is 10, and when the price falls from P2 to P, the demand for foreign exchange increased from 10 to 20, or you can say that OQ2 to OQ. In the same way, when again the demand for foreign exchange it is there, with the price falls from P to P1, again the demand for foreign exchange increased from OQ to OQ1. So we can say that with the increase in the prices of foreign currencies, our demand for foreign currencies it is lesser. So there is inverse relationship between the price of the foreign exchange and demand for foreign exchange. A rise in the prices of foreign exchange, that is depreciation of Indian currency, will result in a fall in the demand for foreign exchange. So there will be a lesser demand for foreign goods and services. As you know that OP is the original price of foreign exchange. When the price falls from OP to OP1, Indian rupees appreciate in value and more of the dollars would be demanded and more of goods and services would be purchased at P1. Next one is supply of foreign exchange. Supply of foreign exchange in a particular country mainly comes from export of goods. Whenever the foreigners purchase our goods, we are paid in foreign exchange. The supply of foreign exchange in India's foreign exchange market increases. Sale of services to foreigners. Next one is foreign tourists in India. Foreign tourists spend foreign exchange in our country in order to purchase the commodities. The supply of foreign exchange increases in our country. Remittances by India's working abroad. Foreign direct investment by multinational companies. Purchase of stocks by foreign institutional investors. Deposits by non-resident Indians. So in this way, supply of foreign exchange it is there. Relationship between supply of foreign exchange and price of foreign exchange. As you know that on the y-axis foreign exchange rates are given and on the x-axis supply of foreign exchange it is given. When the foreign exchange rates increase from 50 to 60, the supply of foreign exchange also increase from 10 to 20 units. So there is a direct relationship between exchange rate and the supply of foreign exchange. A rise in the price of foreign exchange will result in a rise in the supply of foreign exchange. Let the price of US dollar in India fall from rupees 50 to rupees 40. It means that earlier USA can buy rupees 50 worth of goods from India by parting with $1, but now it can buy only rupees 40 worth of goods from India. Indian goods have become costlier for USA. Thus USA will buy less of Indian goods and this reduces the supply of US dollars in India. According to the diagram, exchange rate is rupees 60 per dollar and supply of foreign exchange it is $20 million. If exchange rate rises to 70 per dollar, supply of foreign exchange rises to $30 million and vice versa. Equilibrium rate of exchange. Equilibrium is established at the point where quantity demanded and quantity supplied of dollars are equal. In the diagram, equilibrium point is at E. This is your supply of dollars and this is your demand for dollars, and they both intersect at point E when the exchange rate of dollars was 10 and the supply of dollars were also 10. Upper segment shows that there is excess supply of dollars when the exchange rate of dollars was 15, and lower segment of this cross shows that excess demand. This is your excess demand because supply it is limited till this point only. So in this diagram we can say that demand and supply it is in the equilibrium position when the exchange rate of dollars it is 10 and supply of dollar it is also 10. Merits of flexible exchange rate. Flexible exchange eliminates the value of overvaluation or undervaluation of currencies. Deficit or surplus in balance of payments is automatically corrected under this system. It frees the government from problem of balance of payment. There is no need for the government to hold any reserves. Exchange rates can be changed in accordance with the requirement of monetary policy of the country to achieve national objectives. It enhances the efficiency in the economy by achieving optimum resource allocation. Demerits of flexible exchange rate. Flexible exchange rate creates a situation of instability due to wide fluctuations in the exchange rate. Sometimes higher exchange rates are there and sometimes lower exchange rates are there. So it creates instability in the economy. It encourages speculation which may lead to larger uncertainties and fluctuations. Speculation at that time when there is lower exchange rates are there and at a lesser exchange rate people purchase more and sell it in the market at a higher exchange rate in order to earn the profit. The uncertainty caused by currency fluctuations can discourage international trade and investment. Difference between flexible exchange rate and fixed exchange rate. First one is determination. Under the fixed exchange rate, officially fixed in terms of gold or any other currency by the government. While in flexible exchange rate, it is determined by the forces of demand and supply of foreign exchange. Rate of government. There is complete government control, and under the flexible exchange rate there is no government intervention and it fluctuates freely according to market conditions. Fluctuation in exchange rate. The exchange rate generally remains stable. Only a small variation is possible under the fixed exchange rate. But under the flexible exchange rate, the exchange rate keeps on changing. Flexible or floating exchange rate. Under this system, the value of currency in terms of others is free to fluctuate and established at equilibrium level in exchange market through the forces of demand and supply. In the completely flexible system, the central bank follows a simple set of rules. They do not intervene in foreign exchange rate. Flexible exchange rate system is of two types: cleaning floating and managed floating. Changes in the price of foreign exchange under flexible exchange rates are referred to as currency depreciation or appreciation. Managed floating and clean floating exchange rate. This is also hybrid. Hybrid means mixed system between fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate. In managed floating system, there is official declaration of rules or guidelines for intervention. No prefix parity value, equality value, parity means, and no announced time for variations. Managed floating, in the absence of rules and guidelines could result in excessive intervention, because when there is excess in anything it is there at that time, the central bank will not wait for the demand and supply forces to bring the rates in the equilibrium position. Central bank intervene by purchasing and selling of the securities in order to set the price of the exchange rates. A particular country could manipulate its managed floating to harm her trading partners. This was called dirty floating. Against this market determined exchange rate without central bank intervention is called clean floating. Balance of payments. Suppose India is importing heavy machines from America and exporting the services and visible items, and the import payments for India it is rupees 50,000 and export receipts for India it is also 50,000. So equality in import and export it is there. This is called balance of payment. So balance of payment is an annual statement of accounts of monetary transactions of a country with the rest of the world. Balance of payment account, meaning and components. Balance of payment is an annual statement of accounts of monetary transactions of a country vis-a-vis the rest of the world. These monetary transactions arise due to transaction in goods, that is inflow and outflow of goods between nations like wheat, edible oil, rice, fruit, machines, furniture, paintings, etc. Transaction in services, also known as invisible items, that is inflow and outflow of services between nations like services of a teacher, services of a doctor, engineer, cobbler, barber and carpenter, etc. Transactions in capital, that is inflow and outflow of capital between nations like loans, deposits, investments, etc. These transactions are settled in foreign exchange, more generally in a hard currency like dollar. Inflows of foreign exchange constitute the credit side of the accounts. Outflows of foreign exchange constitute the debit side of the accounts, but some economic flows may take place without any payments, such as gifts from abroad. Balance of payment account include all receipts from the rest of the world minus all payments to the rest of the world. Under this, there is visible exports minus visible import. That will give you the balance of trade. Under this, export earnings from tea and coffee, etc. and import payments for crude oil, chemical compounds, etc. Second one is invisible export minus invisible imports will give you the balance of invisible trade. For example, export earnings from marine transport services, information technology services, and import payments for technocratic service and insurance service, etc. Unilateral receipts minus unilateral payments will give you the balance of unilateral transfer. For example, donations, aid received from the Red Cross Society, donations or aid given to the flood victims of any foreign country. Next one is number 4th is capital receipts minus capital payments. Under this balance of capital account, for example, foreign direct investment in India, loan taken from the World Bank, and portfolio investment of Indian institutional investors in foreign countries. Next one is balance of current account. That will be calculated by adding first plus second number and third number, that is trade from the visible items and trade from invisible items plus unilateral receipts will give you the balance of current account. Features of balance of payments. It is the statement of accounts pertaining to a given period of time, usually 1 year. It includes 3 items, namely visible, invisible and capital transfers. Receipts and payments are recorded on the basis of double entry system. It is self-balanced. Adjustable peg system. $1 it is equals to 2 grams of gold, and suppose 1 pound it is equals to 4 grams of gold. So the fixed exchange rate as adopted by the International Monetary System may be called the adjustable peg system. The member countries were required to fix the parity of their currencies with gold. Like here the value of 1 pound it is equals to $2. A change in the parity was possible only with the prior approval from the International Monetary Fund, that is Monetary Authority. It is a form of fixed exchange. Crawling peg. In this system, a country specifies a parity value of its currency. It permits a small variations, that is variation of plus or minus 5% around that parity. The parity rate is adjusted regularly by small amounts as warranted by the position of international resources held by the country, changes in monetary supply or prices, recent variations in the exchange rate around the parity, and there are ceiling or floor limits also. Ceiling means higher prices and floor means minimum prices will be set by the monetary authorities. Nations sometimes use crawling pegged exchange rates so as to make small but frequent changes in the exchange rate adjustments, promoting payments balance. Deficit and surplus nations both keep adjusting until the desired exchange rate level is attained. Factors affecting exchange rate. First one is change in the prices. Suppose the price level in India rises relatively to the US price level. This will lead to a rise in the prices of Indian goods in terms of rupee. This will reduce Indian export to USA. So supply of dollars in India will fall. On the other hand, US goods will become cheaper for India and hence the import will be increased in India. So the demand for dollar will increase. The situation of falling supply and rising demand for foreign exchange would establish the exchange rate at higher level. Balance of trade. If exports of a country are more than imports, the demand for its currency increases and the rate of exchange move in its favor. Next one is change in income. When income increases, consumers spend more on imported goods. So the demand curve for foreign exchange shifts to the right, indicating increase in demand for foreign exchange. It will lead to an increase in foreign exchange rate and depreciation of domestic currency. Speculation. Exchange rate in the foreign exchange market also depends on speculation activities. If Indians think that US dollar relative to rupee will appreciate in the value in future, they would like to hold dollars. So the demand for dollars will increase and cause the rupee and dollar exchange rate to rise in present. Interest rates. Interest rate also affects the exchange rate. Wealthy persons and multinational corporations and banks have huge amount of funds across the world. They remain in search of highest interest rates. Suppose the government bonds in India yield 8% rate of interest, whereas equally safe bond in Japan yield 10% rate of interest. Indian investors will now be attractive by the high rates in Japan. So they will buy yen by selling their own currency. Besides, investors in Japan will also find it profitable to invest in their own country and will therefore demand less of Indian rupees. This means that demand for Indian rupees will decrease and the supply will increase. This will cause depreciation of Indian rupee and appreciation of yen. Students, hope you have understood the topic of managed floating and fixed and flexible exchange rate. Now it's time to note down the homework. Question number 1 is define the following terms with examples: fixed exchange rate system, adjustable peg system, balance of payment. Question number 2 is how is Bretton Woods system different from gold standard system of exchange rate? Explain. Question number 3 is how is foreign exchange rate determined under fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate? Question number 4 is discuss the factors affecting exchange rate. And students, please go through the links on the YouTube for more clarity, and hope you all will complete your notes in your copies for better learning. Thank you students for listening.